Two complex numbers each have an address that we specify using the real axis in blue and the imaginary axis in red. Start from this number and add this number. We learn in school to add the real parts together and then the imaginary parts together. I have the real in blue and the imaginary in red. Real and real can party together. Imaginary and imaginary get on well with each other. But real cannot be added to imaginary. Blue cannot be added to red. Horizontal cannot be added to vertical. We can also do this graphically. Since we start at 3 plus 4i, draw arrows from the axis to the dot. Since we are adding 5 plus 2i, draw arrows from the axis to the dot. Blue arrows can be added to the blue arrows, red arrows can be added to the red arrows, but they cannot get mixed up together. Add the blue arrow to the blue arrow, tip to end. Add the red arrow to the red arrow, tip to end. Our new number will have the lengths of these two new arrows. The blue part will be 8 and the red part will be 6. Rather than leaving them like that, let's slide them along their axes so that their tips are touching, and it will be easier to see where we should draw the dot. This is the address of the new number, 8 plus 6i. You liked that? Well, let's do it again with two new numbers. Start from this number and add this number. Well, let's do it the way we learn in school. Real can be added with real, imaginary with imaginary. Pay attention to these plus and minus signs. This is where most people get things wrong. They drop a minus or forget to cancel one. Sprinkle your work with the brackets and do it all step by step and you cannot go wrong. Adding in the brackets allows you to think with clarity, especially when complex numbers heat up and you find yourself adding, subtracting and multiplying with several different numbers. We can get the same answer graphically. Since we start in minus 7 minus 4i, draw arrows from the axis to the dot. Since we are adding 3 minus 2i, draw arrows from the axis to the dot. Take the blue arrow and add them end to tip. Notice how it is now doubling back on itself. Take the red arrow and add them end to tip. Erase what is doubled over and the blue is now shorter. The red has become longer. The address of the new one will be minus 4 along the blue and minus 6 along the red. Or minus 4 along the real and minus 6 along the imaginary. To draw the dot, slide the arrows along. And there we see it. Minus 4 minus 6i. By the way, we can start from this number and add this number. This is the same thing. The order does not matter. Here is the calculation, blue with blue, red with red, or you can say real with real and imaginary with imaginary, and it gives you the same answer. Since we start with 3 minus 2i, draw arrows towards the dot. Since we are adding minus 7 minus 4i, draw arrows towards the dot. Then move them over and touch the tip with the end. See how the red arrow is longer and the blue one doubles over itself. We rub out the part that is doubled over. What's left is just the part of the arrow starting from the axis. The address of the new number will be minus 4 along the blue and minus 6 along the red. Let's slide them along the axis so that the ends may touch and we may see what this new number is at. Minus 4 minus 6i.